We normally end this program by listing the nations that took part in that week's report in alphabetical order. This week, something a little different. We're going to take a look back at 1987. When CNN World Report went on the air back in October, we asked nations all over the globe to participate. Since then, 60 broadcast organizations have answered the call, and there has been a lot of news to report. We're going to recognize the 60 broadcasters that covered it, in random order this time. For CNN World Report, I'm Bob Kane.
We will remain in close contact with the chairman of the stock exchange to see how quickly the market can be opened in an orderly manner.
The plunge on the New York Stock Exchange implies chaos for the world's financial system.
In 6 years since the tanker war started, more than 300 seamen have been killed in the Gulf and as many again seriously hurt.
The South African Army in action.
For the first time since Turkey invaded Cyprus 13 years ago, 1,000 Greek Cypriot women have entered the occupied areas.
The Central American peoples are profoundly Christian, and the hope felt most frequently is that only God can help.
Due to this crime and approaching the first term deadline of the peace plan, the violence has arisen in the Salvadorian capital.
57-year-old James Jordan Denby this week became the second U.S. citizen captured in Nicaragua in the past 14 months.
Brandishing banners, chanting slogans and singing songs, around 500 demonstrators marched towards the gates of Pine Gap this morning.
And still, after intensive police investigation, the assassin has not been found, nor the motive for the murder.
The candidate of the ruling Democratic Justice Party is Roh Tae-woo.
Photographer who was so caught up in the moment, he missed taking a picture of the winning goal.
It was definitely the coming of age of relations between Guyana and Venezuela.
Several attacks have taken place in Port-au-Prince. There have been more than 20 people killed in less than 3 hours.
Prime Minister James Mitchell of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been following the events in Haiti very closely.
2 policemen were shot dead by disguised demonstrators. 9 more were injured by gunshots.
The most tense situation in Colombia for the last 10 years came this month.
The Minister of the Defense passed through the streets of Gaza, and the stores began to open. There were no burning tires and few stones.
The people of Palestine are determined to celebrate Christmas in their own independent homeland, as they used to do before the Israeli occupation.
When the body of Sivak was found after a second kidnapping, the news shocked Argentina's public opinion.
They first tied their hands onto their backs. They used axes. They didn't use their guns.
Wednesday was the most important day of the summit, as the entire day was taken up by meetings at the White House between Reagan and Gorbachev, along with their respective aides.
We have created a situation where people have confidence once more. We need them to return in to help to build their own country.
The island's water system is on the verge of collapse, and that most of its drinking water does not meet federal water quality standards.
But what's going to happen now that more than every other tree in Switzerland is ill?
Operation of Curaçao's refinery was guaranteed up to at least 1994.
Bermudians enjoy one of the highest per capita incomes in the world.
We're going to attempt to annoy him as much as possible so that he might stop the burning of the waste.
The fire spread uncontrollably from the heart of one of the busiest stations, King's Cross.
Ethiopia has once again resumed its coordinated resettlement scheme in the wake of the current drought due to a shortage of summer rains.
A strong earthquake shook the entire Kanto district of Japan in the late morning of December 17th.
When Hurricane Tusi raged through them and destroyed their homes and plantations, the damage done was extensive.
Excess rains all during the summer lost them at least a quarter of the harvest.
22,413 houses, mostly thatched huts, were washed away.
The longest manned space mission is drawing to an end.
After nearly 40 years separation, the people here in Taiwan will be soon allowed to visit their relatives on the Chinese mainland.
In Zagreb, Yugoslavia, United Nations Secretary-General Javier Perez de Cuellar visited a hospital to greet newly born Matti Gasper as the symbolic baby 5 billion.
At the moment of the rescue, Melody was very weak and under the effects of narcotics. The police operation avoided the payment of the rescue, and at the same time, the members of the criminal group were arrested.